Hi, it looks like Erin Okoa just joined us. Is that right? You're muted if you're trying to talk.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if you could modify the name that shows up to the first and last name, and then also the company that you are appearing on behalf of.
Does that work?
Yes, thank you so much.
Mhm.
And then will you have any exhibits to present today as evidence?
I don't.
Okay. Thank you. And if you can just mute back, and then once the judge asks you a question, then you can just unmute from there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. It looks like someone named Forrest has joined the Zoom. Forrest, can you hear me? Looks like someone joined the call named Forrest. Forrest, if you could please change the screen name to a first and a last name, and then the company that you're representing. Forrest, it looks like you're still connecting to audio with the Zoom. If you're having issues with your laptop, you can always call in separately on a phone line. But if you can hear me, if you can please change your screen name to your first and last name, and also the business that you are representing. If you're trying to speak, I still can't hear you. Forrest, if you can hear me, this is Stephanie from the PUC. If you can please change your screen name to first and last name, and then also the business that you're representing. And 20 and ends in 812. If you can unmute and tell me your first and last name and the company that you're with. Oh. There you are, Forrest. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. If you can change your screen name to the first and last name, and then also the company that you are appearing on behalf of.
Stephanie, it's Harriet. Maybe you should tell the phone number how to unmute on the phone. I don't
Okay.
even remember. I forgot. But when it starts up,
Yeah, hold on one second. Oh, and then Forrest just walked away. Hold on. For the party that's on the phone, it starts with 720 and ends in 812. I believe the unmute is *67 to unmute yourself.
I think it's just star 6.
Oh, okay. *6, sorry. If you can unmute yourself and then tell me your first and last name and the company that you were with. And then Forrest, for Samurai Movers, are you going to have any documents to present today? Oh, you're muted again.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to present them as evidence today during the hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to send you an email with a box.com link. They have to be uploaded in a PDF format into box.com to be presented as evidence today. Are you able to do that?
I asked the insurance company to do that, so I'm not sure why they didn't.
Okay. Is that the same documents that you're going to ask to present something from your insurance company?
Yeah, the proof of insurance.
Okay. Hold on. Thanks. And the person that's on the phone, 720 and ends in 812. If you press *6 on your phone, you can unmute. You need to unmute yourself and then tell me your first and last name and the company that you are with.
Okay, can you hear me now? Sorry for that.
Yes, I can. And who is this?
Yeah, my name is Hassan Gelato, and I'm for the company Denver Rise Transportation LLC.
Okay, hold on one second. And it's Hassen and last name Geleto.
Yes,
And then Denver Ride Transportation Service.
yes,
Okay. Do you mind if I rename you to that on the Zoom call so we can tell who you are?
yeah, no problem.
Okay. And will you have any documents to present today?
Yeah, I do have. I have. I already filed with the insurance, and they say the rush filed the insurance to the PUC, but I do have the copy of my policy.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, I just renamed you. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Kunkel, just tell me when you're ready to go. I've been waiting to start to give you time to get everything sorted.
Thank you. I just, Mr. Hassan Galeto said that he's going to have documents to present.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure if he needs to present those as evidence today. And then Mr. Cannon said that he has documents that his insurance company should have sent.
Okay. So do you want to take, Ms. Walker, Ms. Riley, do you mind if we start just a little bit after noon to give Ms. Kunkel time to get documents uploaded and assist the two respondents who want to present documents?
No worries at all.
Thank you. Ms. Kunkel, how much time do you think you need? Do you want till 12:10?
Yeah, I just need to make sure that Mr. Galeto is able to upload documents.
Okay.
Mr. Galeto, this is Stephanie from the PUC. Are you able to upload those documents onto box.com if I send you a link? They would need to be in a PDF format.
Yeah. If you send me a link to the email, yeah, I can do that.
Okay. All right. And then if you can tell me your email address, spell it slowly for me.
Okay. So the email would be Denver Ride. So it's gonna be DENVERIDE
Just one R.
at gmail.com. Yeah, just one R. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. I will send you a box.com invitation, and then you'll need to upload the documents into that folder.
Okay.
And Mr. Galeto, why don't you just let us know when you get that email, and when you do, we'll get going on the hearing, okay?
Okay.
All right. Have you gotten the email yet?
Not yet.
Not
I'm
yet?
still working on that. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. I'll shut down my, turn off my video and wait just a few more minutes and then check in, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, the email was sent to denverride@gmail.com. So if you haven't
Yeah,
received it, check your spam.
I received it now.
I wasn't able to hear that, but it sounded like you said you received it.
Yeah, I did receive it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working to sign up. Okay, on this one.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay.
Harriet, can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you, Marquita.
Okay, Judge, the email was sent to Mr. Galeto.
Thank you, Ms. Kunkel. Mr. Galeto.
I cannot hear anybody.
I can hear
Marquita, Ms. Riley, you can't hear anybody?
Why don't you sign off and try signing in again? Can't hear us. Maybe somebody should text her or email her.
I think Marquita let me know that she can't hear us. We can hear her, but she can't hear anything we're saying. So
I think we need her. I think she needs to restart.
Right, she
Sometimes
might be,
that-
there might be a glitch. Could you, Ms. Walker, contact her and tell her to try signing off and signing back on?
mhm.
That'd be great. And in the
Yep.
meantime, Mr. Galeto, if you'd use that as an opportunity to upload your documents to box.com, then we should have everything ready to go as soon as Ms. Riley gets back
Yeah.
on.
You have to send me a confirmation
Great,
email. Yep,
thank
I'm
you.
working on that.
Great,
Thank you.
thank you.
Who knows? Some of those guys could have been dismissed, but she couldn't hear us. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Okay, so I will just drag and drop the file in the box in here.
Ms. Kunkel, is that how it works? You can
Yes.
just
Okay.
drag and drop?
There's a subfolder in
Okay.
there with the case number for today, which is 23C-0382-INS.
Okay, I see that. Okay, there you go.
Okay, and Ms. Riley, I see that you're back on. Can you hear us now?
Okay, let me know if you see the file I uploaded.
Okay, thank you.
So
Yes, I
Marquita
see it.
is going to be joining with her phone. She's going to try and do that since the laptop speaker connection isn't working.
Okay,
Marquita,
great.
could you hear us?
Got new computers, so maybe she'll need to call IT or
Yeah, ALJ Baba had the same issue. She couldn't get the audio to work and she had to connect with her
call
phone.
IT.
So there's something weird going on. I have been lucky. So oh my gosh, I think I just jinxed it. Knock on wood.
And Judge, I can see the document that Mr. Galeto uploaded now.
Okay, great. So as soon as we have Ms. Riley, we can get going. Thank you everyone for your patience in getting started this morning. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Hello?
Ms. Riley, is that you?
I cannot hear.
Well,
You have another computer in the house? Guess you can't hear it.
Ms. Walker, if you don't mind reaching out to her by chat and see if you can reach her and
Yep,
we can come up
I'm
with
gonna
a
call her
solution.
cell really fast.
Okay,
If I
perfect.
can reach
Thank
her.
you.
Just a second.
Yeah,
Yes,
we can
thank
do
you.
it through you.
As a last resort, maybe Harriet, although I think it would be hard for you to hear.
What were you gonna? I think it'd be okay because I probably know it by my heart.
If she feeds it in through.
Mr. Skywalker. I love the name. I was.
Okay, I see Ms. Riley's iPhone is connecting to audio, so. Ms. Riley, are you there now? Can you hear me?
Your meeting ID followed by pound.
Oh, I think that's Ms. Riley connecting now.
You entered 8842178842. This meeting.
I just muted her laptop.
Okay. Oh, yeah, so that we don't get the bounce back and the echo. Okay. Oh, no, she went away.
Hi, Your Honor, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can. I'm sorry. I got a new computer and the volume isn't working on the Zoom. So I
No.
apologize about that.
Don't worry. Ms. ALJ Marbaba had the exact same issue. She could not get her audio to work on her new computer. I've been lucky
Okay,
so
I'm
far,
sorry.
and
I
I'm
can't even.
not, no worries. Don't apologize. People are having the same issue, honestly. So
You need to call
Okay.
IT.
yeah, you need to call IT and get them to figure out what's going on.
I will place. Thank you. I will place another ticket. I couldn't even hear you. I couldn't even hear you guys talking.
Wow. Okay. But you can hear us now just fine?
I can hear you now just fine. Like I said,
Right.
I apologize. I can turn on my camera if you like.
Well, if you can, that would be great. It's a little easier for me if I can see you too. So if you don't
Okay.
mind. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's
Thank you, Ms.
perfectly
Riley.
fine.
Awesome. No, that
Thank
works great.
you.
Okay. All right. Then thank you everyone for your patience as we got things up and running. Sometimes the technology doesn't work as smoothly as we would like, but it's working now. So are we ready to proceed? Harriet, are you ready to go?
You can't hear me?
You were muted for just a second. I just want to make sure
I
you're
know.
ready to
I'm
go.
sorry. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead then. I'm going to go ahead and call proceeding number 23C-0382-INS. This is the Commission's biweekly insurance show cause proceeding set by notices and complaints to individual respondents. My name is Alenka Hahn, and I'm the administrative law judge assigned to this case. Consistent with Commission practice, we are webcasting both the audio and the video of this hearing. We are also recording the hearing and have a court reporter taking down everything that's being said. To avoid background noise, please keep your microphones muted until it's your turn to speak. Speak loudly and clearly, and do not talk over each other so that we can get a nice clean record. Okay, let me first find out who's here today. I'd like to start with counsel for commission. Please enter your appearance.
Hi, Your Honor. My name is Sky Walker, attorney registration number 58330 from the Colorado Attorney General's office, and I'm representing staff.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. I also see we have some respondents here with us today. I'm going to start with my upper left corner on my screen. It's Ms. Ochoa. How do you pronounce your name? I know I'm butchering it. So please go ahead and tell us your name and spell your first and last name and tell us who you are here with.
Of course, it's Erin Ochoa, IRINOCHOA, and I am representing Danny Boys Towing.
Thank you, Ms. Ochoa. Next, across from Ms. Ochoa, I have Mr. Cannon. Please go ahead and state your name, spell your name and last name, and tell us who you're here with.
My name is Forrest Cannon, FORESTCANNON. I'm with the company Samurai Movers.
Thank you, Mr. Cannon. And last, I see down in my lower corner, I have Hassan Galeto. Can you please state your name, spell your name, and state with whom you are here, who you are representing at this hearing?
Okay, my name is Hassan Gelato. I'm here for the company Denver Ride Transportation Service, LLC.
Great, thank you. Okay, that's everyone we have on the call. We also have Ms. Riley, who is here with the commission. Okay, before we commence with the evidentiary portion of this hearing, I just want to ask staff if you are still seeking to revoke the permits for all the respondents who have appeared here today. We have Danny Boys Towing, Samurai Movers, and Denver Rides Transportation Service. Are you seeking to revoke all of their insurance coverages?
We are not. So Forrest Cannon, on behalf of Samurai Movers, is free to go. His information is not on the updated cycle listing. So I think he got the paperwork in and staff has already dismissed that company. So we won't be proceeding against them, but everyone else who's here, we will be.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Mr. Cannon, then, since they are not seeking to revoke your permit, if you would like to leave the call, you are more than welcome to do so. If you'd like to hang out and see how things go, you are welcome to do that as well. It is a public hearing, but you are dismissed and do not need to stay if you do not want to. I'm seeing you wave goodbye. You're muted, but I'm assuming that means that you are going to sign off.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'll be taking off if I don't have to be here.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Cannon. I appreciate your time being here and your patience getting things going.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Let me next check with Ms. Ochoa. I want to make sure that you are both, Ms. Ochoa and Ms. Galato, are able to represent the entities you are here on behalf of. First of all, Ms. Ochoa, is Danny Boys Towing Incorporated? Is it an LLC or a formal corporation? What is your?
It's an LLC.
It's an LLC. Just so you understand, commission rules require that parties be represented by an attorney, but there are exceptions, and I'm going to ask you a few questions to see if you fall within those exceptions, okay?
Okay.
You said you're an LLC. How many people own your company?
It's just my husband.
Just only your husband, or you and your husband?
Oh, no, just my husband.
You're just your husband. So he's the owner.
Yes.
Okay.
I just handle everything behind the scene.
Okay. So what is your title with the company? Can you tell me that?
Yeah, I am the CFO and the head of HR.
Okay. So you are a person with authority to represent the company.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, based on this information, Ms. Walker, do you have any objection to Ms. Ochoa representing Danny Boys Towing at this proceeding?
No, thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, Ms. Ochoa, I find that you may remain and represent Danny Boys Towing at this hearing today.
Okay, thank you.
Next, Mr. Galeto, let me ask you the same questions. What is your organization? Are you a company, a corporation, an LLC? Can you tell me what is your corporate structure?
It is an LLC.
It is also an LLC. Are you the owner of the LLC?
Yeah, I'm the owner.
Are there any other owners?
No.
You are the sole owner?
Yes.
Okay. As an owner, you may, and of a small limited liability corporation, you are able to represent your entity today at this hearing as long as Ms. Walker doesn't have any objections. Ms. Walker, do you have any objections?
No objections, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. All right, based on this information and the record, I find that you may represent your company consistent with the commission rules as well. All right, now that we have that settled, I'm going to take a little bit of time and explain how this proceeding works because Ms. Ochoa and Ms. Galetto are new to this procedure. First, since staff filed the complaint, the commission, staff has the burden to prove that the allegations in the complaints are true. This means that staff will present evidence first. This usually comes in the form of witness testimony and documents that staff presents as exhibits. You will have the opportunity to ask staff's witness questions during the hearing. And if staff asks for documents to be admitted into evidence, I will give you the opportunity to object. You can object if there's a legal reason that you feel that I should not consider the document as evidence in the case. Once staff has presented its evidence, it will be your turn to present evidence. And since both Ms. Ochoa and Mr. Galetto are in this case, I'm going to have Ms. Ochoa go first and then Mr. Galetto. You can testify if you would like, and you can also present documents that you'd like me to consider in deciding the case against you. First, Ms. Ochoa, would you like to testify today?
Do you mean like would I like to explain why I feel like I'm in the situation that I am?
Yes, I'll put you under oath and you tell me why you are in this situation.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We will do that.
Thank you.
Mr. Galetto, would you also like the opportunity to testify today?
Yes, I would love to explain, yes.
Okay, we will do that after staff has completed the presentation of its case. It's my understanding, based on the record, that staff emailed all the exhibits that it plans to introduce today to the email addresses that were on file for all the respondents. So if you have not already done so, please check your email to see that you have the exhibits. That's going to make it a little bit easier for you to follow along when the exhibits are presented. If you do not have the email, then you can see the exhibits when Ms. Walker introduces them, as they will be displayed on the screen. So if you have a screen, you can see them there. Okay, do you, Ms. Ochoa or Mr. Galetto, have any questions about how we're going to proceed today? Ms. Ochoa is shaking her head no. Mr. Galetto, do you have any questions about the proceedings today?
No.
All right then. Ms. Walker, are you ready to present your evidence?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Please go ahead and call your first witness.
Staff calls Marquita Riley.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Ms. Riley, if you'd raise your right hand with me. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in this case will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. Ms. Walker, go ahead and proceed.
Hi, Ms. Riley. Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Marquita Riley, Marquita Riley.
And who is your current employer?
The Public Utilities Commission.
And what is your job title at the Public Utilities Commission?
I'm the program assistant in the transportation unit.
And what's your role in today's proceeding?
I help to review the commission records and coordinate with staff for these proceedings against carriers that do not have current effective levels of financial responsibility on file with the commission.
So do the commission statutes and rules require motor carriers to file evidence of financial responsibility with the commission?
Yes.
Could you tell us which statutes and rules require that?
Yes, Rule 6008 require motor carriers to file and maintain evidence of financial responsibility with the commission.
And what needs to be provided to the commission to show that financial responsibility?
Per Rule 6008, an evidence will be such as a Form E filing.
And how long does that Form E filing evidence of financial responsibility remain in effect?
Again, per Rule 6008 requires that each insurance company give the commission 30 days advance written notice when insurance is not being renewed and or being canceled.
And what's the next step when your office receives a notification of cancellation or a notification of non-renewal?
We use the Commission's Operate database to compile a list of motor carriers that the Commission received notice of cancellation.
Before we turn to any specific exhibits, I just want to double check. Did you provide the exhibits for today's hearing to all respondents?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's look at what has been previously marked as hearing exhibit 1. Perfect. Ms. Riley, could you please describe this document?
Yes, this is the initial hearing cycle listing that contains the names of the motor carriers that the Commission received notice that their financial responsibility was going to expire.
And who prepared this list?
Commission staff.
And how was it prepared?
We use the Commission's Operate database to compile this list.
And when did staff prepare this list? Is there a date you could point us to?
Yes, it was prepared on July 24th, 2023. It's on the bottom right corner.
Perfect. And is it the practice of the commission to create a hearing cycle listing like the one we're looking at right now as part of the regular course of its business activities?
Yes.
And is it the practice of the commission to maintain documents like this as part of its business records in the ordinary course of its business activities?
Yes.
Your Honor, I do move for the admission of Exhibit 1 into evidence.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Ms. Ochoa, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing exhibit 1, which is the hearing cycle listing?
No,
I'm sorry?
I don't.
You do not. Okay, thank you. Mr. Galetto, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing exhibit 1, the hearing cycle listing from printed on July 24th?
No.
No. Okay. There being no objections, hearing exhibit 1 is admitted.
Ms. Riley, based on this list, what action did the commission take?
The Commission sent a letter to each respondent.
Let's turn to what has been marked as hearing exhibit 2. Thank you. Ms. Riley, what are these documents?
These are copies of the letter sent to each respondent. On today's updated list, each letter explains that each letter explains that that the company may be suspended if proper insurance is not filed with the Commission. It also provides notice of today's hearing and advises the respondents that if proper evidence of financial responsibility is not submitted to the Commission, then its authority may be revoked.
And when did the commission send these letters?
The letters were mailed out on July 24th, 2023.
Is it the practice of the commission to create letters like this one in the regular course of its business activities?
Yes.
And is it the practice of the commission to maintain letters like this one in the ordinary course of its business activities?
Yes.
Perfect. At this time, Your Honor, I move for admission of Exhibit 2 into evidence.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Ms. Ochoa, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing exhibit 2, the letters that were sent to respondents on July 24th?
No.
Thank you, Ms. Ochoa. Mr. Galetto, do you have any objections to the admission of hearing exhibit 2?
No. No.
Okay, thank you both. There being no objections, hearing exhibit 2 is admitted into evidence.
Ms. Riley, does the commission require motor carriers to establish and maintain a designated agent?
Yes, for Rule 6006 require motor carriers to establish and maintain a designated agent.
And were these notice letters sent to the addresses of the designated agents provided to the commission?
Yes, they were.
And how did the commission serve these letters?
The letters were mailed through first-class postal mail.
Perfect. Let's turn to what has been marked as Exhibit 3. Ms. Riley, could you please describe what this document is?
This is the attachment sent with each notice letter in Exhibit 2. It contains information on how to participate in the electronic hearing.
And when was this attachment sent to all the respondents?
On July 24th, 2023.
The same time as the letters were sent, right?
Correct, that's correct.
Okay. And is it the commission's practice to include this attachment with the notification letter when they mail that to respondents?
Yes,
And did the commission create this attachment in the regular course of its business activities?
yes,
And is it the practice of the commission to maintain attachments like Exhibit 3 as part of its records in the ordinary course of its business activities?
yes.
Perfect. Your Honor, I move for the admission of Exhibit 3 into evidence.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Again, Ms. Ochoa, I'll ask you, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing Exhibit 3, the attachment which was provided with the letter sent to respondents?
No.
Thank you, Ms. Ochoa. Mr. Galetto, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing Exhibit 3?
No.
Okay, thank you both. Hearing Exhibit 3 will then be admitted without objection.
Let's pivot to what has been previously marked as hearing Exhibit 4. Perfect. Ms. Riley, what is this document?
This is the certificate of service for each notice letters and attachment sent to each respondent.
And did the commission create this certificate in the regular course of its business activities?
Yes,
And it's the practice of the commission to maintain certificates like this in the regular course of its business activities?
yes,
Your Honor, I move for the admission of Exhibit 4 into evidence.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Ms. Ochoa, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing Exhibit 4?
No.
Thank you. Mr. Galetto, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing Exhibit 4?
No.
Thank you. Hearing Exhibit 4 will then be admitted without objection.
Ms. Riley, looking at the certificate of service, the language on it states whose name and addresses appear below, and it also states see hearing cycle listing. Are these statements referring to the original hearing cycle listing that we previously admitted as Exhibit 1?
yes.
Now let's turn back to Exhibit 2, which is the notice letters that were sent out to respondents. The letter gives the respondent information about providing evidence of insurance or surety coverage before the hearing. If the commission were to receive evidence of insurance or surety coverage, what happens in that scenario?
Then we will not proceed against that carrier and dismiss them from the hearing cycle listing.
And did staff create an updated hearing cycle listing for today's hearing?
Yes,
Let's look at what has been previously marked as Exhibit 5. Thank you. Ms. Riley, what is this document?
this is the updated hearing cycle listing for today's date. It contains the names of the respondents that still do not have current effective levels of financial responsibility on file with the commission.
And was this document created in the same way as the previous hearing cycle listing that we saw in Exhibit 1?
Yes,
Okay. And is it the practice of the commission to create an updated list on the day of the hearing in the regular course of its business activities?
yes,
And is it the practice of the commission to maintain an updated list in the regular course of its business activities?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of Exhibit 5 into evidence.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. One thing I didn't hear, Ms. Riley, can you just tell me when this document was created?
Yes, this was created yesterday on August 8th, 2023.
Thank you so much. Ms. Ochoa, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing Exhibit 5, the updated hearing cycle listing that was printed yesterday?
No.
Mr. Galetto, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing Exhibit 5?
No.
Okay, thank you. Hearing Exhibit 5, the updated hearing cycle list that was created yesterday will be admitted into evidence without objection.
Ms. Riley, did staff send a letter to all motor carriers listed in Exhibit 5?
Yes.
And do the addresses listed in Exhibit 5 match the carriers' addresses that were listed in Exhibit 2?
Yes.
Perfect. Lastly, when was the last time you checked to see if there was any change in the status of carriers in Exhibit 5?
I checked it this morning, August 9th, 2023.
Perfect. Ms. Riley, did the commission receive any return mail?
Yes, we did have one return mail from a World Class Chauffeur Service, LLC. We did find another address on file with the commission and remailed that letter out.
And you didn't receive any sort of return mail after mailing that out the second time to the updated address, right?
No, we did not receive that again.
And did you verify that the updated address did match what was in your system?
Yes.
Now, do you know when the decision issued as a result of this hearing becomes a final commission decision?
The recommended decision will become a final commission decision within 20 days after the administrative law judge issues the recommended decision if no exceptions are filed.
And if a motor carrier provides the proper proof of insurance before the decision becomes a final order, what happens then?
Then the recommended decision will not be enforced against that respondent.
What is staff's recommendation today, Ms. Riley?
Staff recommends that the permit or certificate numbers listed on hearing exhibit number 5 be revoked for lack of financial responsibility on file as required by law.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. Your Honor, I have nothing further for Ms. Riley.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. I have a couple quick questions for Ms. Riley. Ms. Riley, when you updated the list this morning, were there any carriers who you found had come into compliance?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And were there any carriers who had any pending matters before the commission that may affect their complaint or the revocation complaint?
No, we don't have any pending applications or anything at this time.
So all carriers listed on Exhibit 5, you are seeking the revocation of the permits of all the carriers listed on Exhibit 5 without exception?
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Riley. It is now an opportunity for the respondents to ask Ms. Riley some cross-examination questions if you would like. Ms. Walker has completed her questions. Ms. Ochoa, I said I'll go with you first. Do you have any questions you would like to ask of Ms. Riley? She is under oath and it is your turn to cross-examine her if you'd like.
I just missed, I was sneezing, I'm sorry. And I missed when, sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, but bless you.
Thank you. And I missed when she said the time period for us to be able to, I don't know how many days she said. Did she say 30 or?
Ms. Riley, do you want to go ahead and tell her one more time? I can tell her, but I think you say it better than I do. So please go ahead.
Sure, no problem. So the recommended decision will become effective 20 days after the administrative law judge issues the decision.
Okay, so meaning like if I plead my case today and if the judge still decides to go ahead and revoke, I have 20 days to be able to send in paperwork for it not to be revoked?
That's correct, but it's after the judge issues the decision will not come out today. So after you get that decision, whether it's through email, if you're signed up through the e-filing system, or
Okay.
through mail, after the date on the decision, the 20 days start.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, and just to clarify, Ms. Cho, it takes me a few days to write it up, and then it takes a few days for it to get out. So pay very close attention to the mailing date on the decision when you get it. And you have 20 days after that date before things are revoked. So you have, it will probably be a period in the end of approximately 25 to 30 days that you will have from today's date to get things up and filed with the commission so that you come into compliance again.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Do you have any other questions for Ms. Riley, Ms. Ochoa? No? Okay, thank you. She shook her head no. Mr. Galetto, it is your opportunity. Do you have any questions you would like to ask Ms. Riley? She is the commission's witness and is still under oath, and this is your opportunity to cross-examine her if you have any questions.
So I don't know, because I don't know the procedures, but I do have the evidence of the insurance. It was actually canceled because of a mail written on my address. But
Mr. Galetto, I'm going to stop you
them.
for just a moment. You are, once this commission staff has completed its case, I will give you the opportunity to introduce your evidence and to tell me what you want to tell me and testify.
Okay.
Right now, though, Ms. Riley is still under oath. She is still on the witness stand. And if you have any questions for her, this is your chance to do so. Ms. Ochoa just asked her a question.
No.
So, do you have a question for her?
Yeah, I don't have any.
You do not?
No, I don't have any question.
Okay. Ms. Walker, based on the questions Ms. Ochoa asked, do you have any redirect for Ms. Riley?
I do not have redirect. So staff is resting their case at this time. Thank you.
Okay, and when staff says they rest their case, that means they don't have any more witnesses to call, and that means it is the opportunity for the respondents to present their case. So continuing with the order we've been going in, Ms. Ochoa, I will give you the opportunity to go first. And you said you wanted to testify, right?
Please.
Okay, so if you first would raise your right hand with me. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, go ahead and tell us what you want us to know.
Okay, so first of all, I want to apologize because we've been in business for 6 years and I've never had to do anything like this before. So if I'm asking too many questions, I just want to make sure that I understand completely, because like I said, we've always been okay with our insurance and everything. So I just want to make sure I know what I'm doing so that I can keep my permit the way it is, right? So unfortunately, I think we had a little bit of miscommunication with our broker, with our insurance broker. We did receive all the paperwork, all the evidence that that PUC sent over to us. And I was just trying to, oh, I'm so sorry. My son walked in the room. Let me take him out really quickly.
No worries, Ms. Ochoa. Let me just say on the record that Ms. Ochoa took a little bit of a break. She'll be right back. She had to address an issue at home. And I think we've all been there.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No need to apologize, Ms. Ochoa.
Okay,
these things happen. They make the hearing interesting and fun, so no worries.
Normally he doesn't come in here, and then when I'm doing something is when he decides to walk in.
Yeah, kids have a tendency to figure that out.
Yeah. So I've just been trying. So the way our insurance, we've never had insurance this way before. The way our insurance normally is, we normally go through Acuity. So our broker just does everything, through them, and everything's been perfect. Our filing's always been on time. We've never, had any sort of problems with PUC to where we're going to get revoked or anything like that. We try to make sure that we stay on top of it, and our broker does too. This new insurance policy that we did this last year, I guess we decided to do it because there were better rates, obviously, save some money where we can, but we didn't understand that we would be taking out a loan to pay for the policy, and then we were going to be paying back. So we took a loan out with First Bank, with First Insurance Funding, I believe, and our insurance company is called KBK Insurance Group. So I guess First Insurance paid KBK our entire premium for the year, and we were supposed to be paying First Insurance, right? So that's what we were doing, and everything was fine. At the end, almost at the end of our term, one of our trucks broke, so we took one of the trucks off. Our agent gave us a new premium for the year, right? So we took insurance off one of our trucks because it wasn't running, it wasn't working. He gave us the new premium, so we paid based on the new premium, like the remaining premium that we had left. That's what we were paying on. I guess that's not how it works with First Insurance. So we were behind. They sent us a letter saying that we had to pay $3,500 for us to keep our policy going, correct? For them not to contact KBK and tell them to revoke our policy, which we did. And then after that, the following month, we got another mail in the letter saying that we had to pay another $3,500 to keep our insurance running. So I was really confused, and I've been going back and forth. Literally, I've been on this for the last month and a half, been going back and forth with First Insurance. KBK won't talk to me because I guess they only talk to my broker. So I've been going through my broker and First Insurance trying to see, why we have to repay the payment that we had just paid. So honestly, I really still don't know exactly what's going on. My insurance broker tells me that I only owe $1,500 and I should be good until September, like on my insurance policy. But then I call First Insurance Funding and they tell me that I still owe over $4,000. So I'm just trying to get, I guess, all the documents that show me why I would still owe $4,000. And so we're still making payments. I'm not sure why they sent out a filing with PUC to revoke our things, because I'm still in communication with them. I'm just trying to figure out why I have to pay more than the $1,500 that my broker says that I have to pay for until my renewal in September 20th is my renewal date, I believe. So I'm just trying to get all this figured out. I'm really confused. And I'm just going back and forth. And honestly, I got this letter. So we don't live where my mail goes, and I haven't gone to my mailbox for a couple of weeks. So I just got this letter on Monday, the PUC letter. Like I just received it, I just grabbed it from the mail on Monday. So it really didn't give me enough time to kind of prepare something for you guys, showing what I'm trying to do and what I'm dealing with at the moment. And it's not an excuse, because I should have gone to my yard sooner, and grabbed all my mail, except we just moved. So I'm trying to get everything going here in our new house. So I'm just, I guess, kind of asking to see if I can get some time for me to either just pay off, figure out what number it is that I owe and pay it off, or for me to see if I can start a new policy elsewhere. And that way I can keep going, because we do work. That's why we try to stay on top of our PUC permit, because all our work is through auctions and stuff like that. And obviously, we don't do a lot of side work. So all of our work requires us to have our insurance up to date and to have our PUC up to date and all that. And I would really hate for my husband to have to stop working because there's a miscommunication in my insurance payments.
Thank you, Ms. Ochoa. That sounds like a difficult situation, and I'm sorry you're going through that. If I understood correctly, you said you got two different, two letters, two demand letters of $3,500 each. So for a total of 7,000?
Yeah. So our premium,
Okay.
our premium is just supposed to be 18,000 for the whole year.
Mhm.
And everything's been good up until, like I said, these last couple months. And then it shouldn't have been, we shouldn't have had to pay 3,500 at all any month. But the first month we did because we're like, okay, if we pay this lump sum, then we're good until September, right? So it takes care of July, August, and September, and we should be good for renewal. But then again, in July, we got the same, at the beginning of July, we got the same letter. So sorry.
No worries.
So at the beginning of July, we got the same letter again, and I was just very confused because from what us and our broker knew, we were going to pay that lump sum of 3,500, and then we were going to have one more payment in July of 1,500, and then from that we were going to be good August and September until we renewed either with a different company or whatever the case may be. But they're telling us, and not even our insurance company, are the people that I guess loaned us the money, which I don't really know how all that works either, but they're sending us another bill of 3,500 for these last 2 weeks as well. Yeah. So I'm like,
for a total of 10,500?
Yeah, for these last couple months. So
And how much, you said it was 18,000 for the year. How much have you paid up until now? They think that you
we should only owe right now $1,500. That's it. That should be our last payment, which should have been paid in July. We didn't pay it again because I'm trying to figure out what it is that I owe so I can just kind of get this over with. But all of July and the last couple weeks of June, I've been dealing back and forth with my broker, KBK, First Insurance. And so I'm just
That sounds really difficult. And I'm, like I said, very sorry that you're having to deal with all that.
Thank you.
In terms of dealing with your insurance, I'm afraid the PUC that's not what it regulates. You'd have to talk to the insurance commissioner if you're having trouble dealing with your insurer, and they might be able to help you sort out how much you owe, when it's due, and make sure that you get your insurance up and running.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do with our broker. But so he says we owe the 1,500, right? That's what he says. I have letters, I have emails that he's telling me, that's what we owe, the 1,500.
You have that in writing from him?
Yes. But then I get these things from First Insurance saying that we owe 3,500 or that they're gonna cancel our insurance. So like I said, I received this PUC, I grabbed it from the mail on Monday, and when I read it, I'm like, what is going on? I wasn't aware from my insurance company that they were going to already send a revoke letter. I thought that they were giving us like a cancellation notice so that we can get it figured out.
Just so you understand, from the PUC's perspective, and the reason that we do these hearing cycle listings and these insurance show cause proceedings is because we have received a notice from your insurer indicating that your insurance is going to be canceled, or a premium is missing and wasn't paid, and that the insurance might not be valid. And when that happens, that generates this listing, this notice, where we say, as a carrier, you're obligated to carry this financial responsibility. And if you don't have it, the permit has to be revoked. So like I said earlier, you will have a period of minimum 20 days, more likely closer to 25 to 30, to get things organized before this decision becomes in effect.
Okay.
From the PUC's perspective, our rules are very clear, though, so that you have to have the notice. We have to have the notice indicating insurance compliance in order for your permit to be in compliance and active.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that will give you enough time to work it out. And as I indicated, we can't get it. We can't do anything about the insurer itself, but you might want to check with the insurance commissioner, because they do regulate insurers. And if your insurer is misquoting you premiums, and I mean, I don't know. I don't have nearly enough information, but
Yes.
that is where I would check
Okay.
and see if maybe they can help you to get things
Okay.
sorted out.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Is there anything else you wanted to say?
No, I
Testify
think
to on the record.
that's it. I'm trying to, that's why I was trying to make sure that I knew the amount of days, because I'm trying to get it figured out. Like I said, we've never had any problems with PUC. We've always been, great about our insurance. So I just want to make sure that I get this handled and learn from my mistakes and not try and work with that kind of insurance policy again.
Yeah, I mean, some insurers are easier to work with than others. It's just a fact. I'm sorry. Do you have any documents that you want to admit today? You indicated at the beginning that you did not. Is that still the case?
Yes, I think I'm gonna try to once I'm done with you guys, I'm gonna try to just pay the 1,500 and see if my broker can then go in and just file, change something during PUC and if they let him. So I'm just gonna try and do it that way. If not, I'm gonna keep going and hopefully I can get it done before the 20 days.
Okay, well, I wish you the best of luck and hopefully they will be able to take care of it with that payment and get the certificates and forms filed that the PUC needs.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. As when commission staff was presenting its case, commission now has an opportunity to ask you any questions. So I'm going to ask Ms. Walker whether she has any cross-examination questions for you. Okay. Ms. Walker, do you have any questions for Ms. Ochoa?
I do. I just have one quick clarifying question. Ms. Ochoa, so first of all, I understand your situation. That sounds very frustrating. So thank you for being here and being amenable to try and work this out and fix it. I just wanted to clarify. So you said that you didn't see the letter until like Monday because you hadn't checked your mail.
Yeah, like I said, we just moved to our new house. So I've kind of my head has been, all over the place. My kids are starting school on Monday and, I'm trying to get everything ready for them. So I just hadn't been to my mailbox. I'm sure it was there way before Monday. I just didn't receive it before Monday. I didn't open it.
Do you have it handy by chance? Is it?
I do.
Could you just tell us what the mailing date is on there? I just want to make sure it matches with our records.
Let's see. July 24th, 2023.
Perfect. Great. Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Okay, Ms. Ochoa, do you have anything you want to add on redirect, following up on Ms. Walker or what Ms. Walker just asked you?
No.
Okay, thank you. So do you rest or do you have any other witnesses you want to call?
No, I'm fine. I rest. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation, Ms. Ochoa. Okay, then we're going to turn to Mr. Galetto. Mr. Galetto, you indicated earlier that you want to testify. Is that still the case?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have video capability, Mr. Galetto?
I don't have at this time. I'm already only on the phone right now.
That's okay, but I'm going to ask you to take your word on it and ask you to please physically raise your right hand. Have you done so?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
raise your right hand. Okay, your right hand is up.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Galetto. What do you want us to know?
Thank you. So in my case, I have an insurance. I started my company back in May 24th, and I have an insurance agent, and my insurance was processed through that agent, and I have a payment plan on the file, which is electronical fund withdrawal from my account. And the first month was processed successfully, and I didn't have any issue with the payment and with the processing. But I don't know, for some reason now the insurance was canceled. And when I reach out to the insurance agency, which is Progressive, they told me the mail they sent to my address was returned, and that's why the policy was canceled. But I gave back to the insurance agent I have, and I presented him with the mails I received from PUC and everything, and we tried to communicate with him last week, and he said he would reach out with them, and he didn't get back to me. So I reached out this morning as well again with him, and we tried to communicate with the progressive, and they put back the policy or reinstated the policy back, and they told me they will rush file it with the POC, and they send me the copy of the policy, which is active now.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. So you had an issue, it sounds like with not receiving mail, that mail was returned from your insurer had mailed to you, didn't get to you and was returned to the insurer. So the insurer canceled your policy. And now
Yes.
they have reinstated it, and you're waiting on the paperwork confirming that it has been reinstated and confirming then that they have filed the necessary forms and paperwork with the PUC. Correct? So
Exactly. But they sent me a copy of the insurance already. I did submit it on the link I received now.
Okay, so so you've uploaded that to box.com, and do you want to admit that as an exhibit?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask my legal assistant, Ms. Kunkel, did you receive that document?
Yes, Judge, I see it. It is not marked with the case number or exhibit number. Am I able to add a header with exhibit number 100?
Yes, please do. That'd be
Okay.
great.
Thanks.
And Ms. Kunkel, just to confirm, is it just the one document or are there more than one?
It's just one document, 2 pages.
Okay, one doc, yes. Please go ahead and put a header on it, load it, and then Mr. Galetta, I'm going to have Ms. Kunkel put it up on the screen so that we can all see it together.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Kunkel. Mr. Galetto, this is the document that you uploaded to the box.com file, which is the website that we use for sharing exhibits and admitting exhibits through the PUC. It has been marked as Exhibit 100. Okay. Can you tell us what this document is?
It is my certificate of liability insurance, and it does have the insured name, Denver Wright Transportation Service LLC, which is my company, and I do have the policy number on the file. I mean, on the certificate over here.
Can you read into the record what that policy number is? What is that policy number? Because I can't.
Yeah, sure. Okay, sorry about that. Okay.
Go ahead. No, just tell me what it is.
Yeah, 969942879.
Okay, got it. Okay. And does this indicate whether a premium has been paid?
Yeah, because like I don't know if it indicates over here, but they reinstated it because my premium was paid. So that's why they reinstated, and they told me they will rush file with the POC.
Okay, I see that it has a policy effective date of May 24th, 2023, and a policy expiration date of May 24th, 2024. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you indicate that they have told you it's been reinstated and they will be filing the document with the PUC, but it sounds like the form has not yet been filed with the PUC. Is that correct, Mr. Galetto?
So when I spoke with the agent, she told me you are good to go. So she put me on the hold, and I think she was calling the PUC, and she informed me she done with it, and I'm good to go. So I assume she filed it. Maybe it takes maybe some time to reflect on the system.
When did you speak with the agent, Mr. Galetto?
Today, like around 11
Oh.
a.m.
Okay, so just an hour before the hearing started. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a little bit for it to go through the system and be uploaded. But if it has been uploaded and the proper forms have been filed, then as Ms. Riley already indicated, the complaint against you would be dismissed because you have come into compliance. So if that's the case, then you should be okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anything else you want us to know or anything else you want to say?
So yeah, I do apologize with all the inconvenience because of the mailing issue. So I don't have any other problem with this. So it's going to be my first time having the PUC, the company running the company under my name. So maybe that would be lack of my experience, but definitely I will do better next time. So this should not be happen to me again.
No worries, Mr. Galetta. We all have to learn how to navigate these complex proceedings. Don't worry. Okay. Did you want to admit hearing Exhibit 100 into evidence?
Yes.
Okay, so you're offering that as an exhibit. Ms. Walker, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing Exhibit 100?
No objection, but I would like to ask him a couple questions about it on cross.
Absolutely. I will give you that opportunity tomorrow. Did you want to voir dire about it or do you want to do it on cross?
Just cross, it's fine.
Okay, great. Ms. Ochoa, do you have any objection to the admission of hearing Exhibit 100, which is the Certificate of Liability Insurance for Mr. Galetto's company?
No.
Okay. Mr. Galetto, I'm going to rule on admission of the exhibit after Ms. Walker has had an opportunity to ask you a few questions. She has a few questions she wants to ask you, and we'll do so on cross. So I'm going to hold off ruling on that just yet. Is there anything else you wanted to add to your testimony?
No.
Okay, so you rest your case then.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if the evidence is not, the insurance evidence is not allowed to be filed.
If it's filed, the PUC will get notified, so we will know, and then it will
Okay.
automatically be dismissed. The system takes care of it.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Walker, did you want to ask cross-examination questions of Mr. Galetto?
Yeah, Mr. Galetto, so I just want to make sure that we're all understanding, we're all on the same page. So the certificate that you just admitted as an exhibit that was on the screen, that doesn't show that the PUC, or excuse me, that your insurance has uploaded the documentation that the PUC needs in order to not revoke your license. That doesn't show that. So you'll need to make sure that you get the correct documentation uploaded and make sure that that goes through. Does that
Ms.
make
Walker,
sense?
do you want Ms. Kunkel to put the document back up on the screen? Would that be easier?
Sure, yeah.
Ms. Kunkel, if you don't mind putting Exhibit 100 back up on the screen, that would be great. Okay.
Perfect.
Mr. Galetto, can you go ahead and answer Ms. Walker's question, or do you need her to restate it?
Yeah, can she restate it again? Sorry for that.
Yeah, no problem. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So this is just a certificate of liability insurance, but this doesn't show that the insurance has been uploaded and filed and everything was successfully transported to the PUC website where it ultimately needs to be. Do you understand that?
Oh, okay. So yeah, if I get it correctly, so this is the certificate of liability that the insurance will send to the carrier, but the agent, she told me she filed with the PUC, so she didn't give me any proof of that. But I think it is a kind of formal procedure they will do from the back end to the PUC, but I don't have any proof of that.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. That's okay. I just wanted to make sure you knew that the PUC will need more than just this form in order to process that. So your insurance company will need to upload everything, and as ALJ Hahn said you should get notified. The system will spit out a notification when that happens. But just on this document
Okay.
alone, this doesn't show that it was uploaded to the site. You're saying that you were told separately that it was?
Yeah, so if may I ask you, sorry for that. So do I need to get any a proof from the insurance that they filed it with the PUC? Do I need to present that?
So I think that the PUC system should notify you when all of the correct documentation has been uploaded, and correct me if I'm wrong. And I might have to ask Ms. Riley to weigh in on this one if she's still around.
Ms. Riley, are you still on the call and available to answer this question? Because I don't know that I know the answer 100% either. Ms. Riley, I'm asking you, do permit holders get a notification from the PUC when the form showing compliance with the insurance and financial responsibility coverages has been provided is filed? Do they get any notification of that, or how does a permit holder come to know that the right forms have been filed with us?
So we do not send out a letter stating that they have come into compliance, but they are more than welcome to either check our website to show that they are in compliance, or they can call me directly and I can give them confirmation that they have come into compliance.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Riley. Mr. Galetto, does that answer your question? So the PUC won't notify you directly. However, if you want to find out, you can either go online on the PUC's website and check there, or if you're having trouble doing that, Ms. Riley is available to take your call and will answer the question for you. Does that help?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. And Ms. Walker, does that answer the questions you had for Mr. Galetto?
Yeah, just one more question. So I just want to make sure, Mr. Galetto, you understand that you have 20 days after ALJ Hahn issues the initial decision before it becomes a final decision of the commission. So during that time, you can continue to work this out. If you get everything filed and you check with Ms. Riley to see that it's went through, and it has, and that's before that deadline, then you're good to go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. And let me just ask you, did you then have any objection to the admission of hearing exhibit 100?
Is that the certificate that was just on the screen?
That was the certificate that was just up, Mr. Galetto's certificate, yeah.
No, no
Okay.
objections. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Ms. Ochoa, do you have any objection to the, did you already say you didn't have any objections? I'm losing track, I'm sorry.
I did. I already said no.
Great, I thought you did, but I just wanted to confirm. Okay, hearing exhibit 100 is then admitted into evidence without objection. Okay. Mr. Galetto, is there anything else you wanted to say based on the questions Ms. Walker just asked you? Mr. Galetto?
I don't have any question on that. Yeah, no, I don't have.
Nothing else you want to say? Okay. All right, that concludes the respondents' cases in chief. Ms. Walker, you have then a chance for rebuttal. Is there anything you wanted to add based on the information we received from Ms. Ochoa and Mr. Galetto?
No rebuttal.
Okay. That then brings to a conclusion the evidentiary portion of this hearing. Let me tell you what our next steps will be. The next steps from here is that I will issue a written recommended decision. As has been stated several times, that decision is not effective immediately. It will be effective 20 days after the mailing date, which will be stated on the decision. So please pay close attention to that mailing date. Also be sure that we have the correct mailing address for you, as it will be, as the decision will be mailed to you at that address. Ms. Ochoa, check your mailbox. The decision will include information on what you can do to avoid revocation. I don't know when the written decision will be issued, but rest assured that you will have time after it is issued to take the actions you need to take in order to avoid revocation. And like, as I already stated and has been stated several times, like 20 days post that mailing date before it goes into effect. So you have a window of approximately 25 to 30 days, depending on how fast we get it out, before revocation kicks in. All right. Thank you all for your presentations. Thank you all for appearing here today. Thank you for your patience as we work through some technical issues today. This will conclude our hearing and we are adjourned. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm signing off.
Thank you.